Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are proceeding to the fourth section of my civic engagement curriculum, information literacy. We will dive into the seventh topic about navigating the media landscape. When we talk about civic engagement, one thing is clear. You cannot civically participate if you do not know what is going on around you. This is where the media comes in. But with so much information coming at us every second, learning how to navigate the media landscape has never been more important. Let's rewind for a moment and think about how we have gotten here. Centuries ago, the only way to get information was through hand-delivered messages that could take days, even weeks to arrive. Then came newspapers. After that, televisions were invented and were in people's houses, which allowed people to hear the news at home. Fast forward, and the internet was invented and gave us instant access to knowledge. Then came social media, which gave people the tools to share any message or thoughts online. And now AI tools are part of that media evolution, changing how content gets created and shared. We have gone from waiting weeks for information to receiving it in seconds. If you want to get a definition of a word, you could search it up instantly. If you want to know what an organization is up to, you can check their website or social media. If you are curious about events happening around society, you can pull up a news app or a digital newspaper. Media now makes us interconnected in real time, like never before. This can be an incredible thing. Media is a tool where it can help us research, learn, communicate, and connect. Think about it. We can use media to work remotely, check in with people, stay updated on critical information about certain topics, and so much more. But media is not perfect. It evolves so quickly that sometimes we do not understand how to use it responsibly. Log on to social media and you are bombarded with updates, arguments, and ads. It can be overwhelming, even addictive. That is why learning how to navigate media is essential for becoming better critical thinkers. So what is media? Media is any medium that communicates a message. Books, films, songs, video games, TV shows, newspapers, podcasts, social media posts, protest signs, and much more. Media matters because it conveys values, ideas, and perspectives. And those messages affect us by either inspiring positive change or manipulating us if the message is negative. That is why consuming media responsibly is part of being civically engaged. Whenever you see a piece of media, remember that someone made choices about how to create it. Let's break that down into three key components. First is the purpose. Is it meant to inform, entertain, or persuade? For example, an ad might use humor to make you remember a product. A social media post might rally people around an injustice. Even movies and art can bring attentions to issues like racism or poverty. Second is the focus. Media does not always tell the whole story since it highlights what the creator wants you to see. For example, a company will use the positives of their product but skip the negatives. A politician might brag about creating jobs without mentioning those jobs are low paying or temporary. Third is representation. How are people portrayed? Media shapes how we see race, ethnicity, gender, age, and more. If representation relies on stereotypes, it can create harmful misunderstandings about groups of people. That is why accurate and inclusive representation matters so much in ensuring we are not only appropriately representing people's identities and thoughts, but also understand the stories being shared to us. Advertisers and influencers use techniques to persuade us. Some of these can be effective, while others can be misleading. Persuasive techniques include authority, likability, and consistency, and consensus. Let's go through them. For authority, if the audience believes the person talking is knowledgeable about a subject they are talking about, or at least demonstrates clear knowledge about it, the audience is likely to believe them because they have some reliability. For likability, whoever presents information in an advertisement should have a positive connection with the intended audience. This means the audience likes and trusts the presenter and is likely to listen to them. This can also help the audience like the overall brand when they associate themselves with positive influencers. For consistency and consensus, if what is being said goes along with what we already believe in, people will most likely go along with it and be convinced that it is good. Fallacy techniques include scare tactics, emotions, false dilemmas, irrelevant information. Let's go through them. For scare tactics, advertisements can use the fear of missing out, or FOMO, method to entice the audience to buy items, make a donation, or sign up for a service. They say if you do not get the product or service for a certain time, then you might not ever get it again. This is usually a way to get the consumers to go with their brands over another brand, but it is a misleading logic because it creates a false sense of urgency for consumers to get something that they would not have truly wanted in the first place. This can hurt the company's trust and reputation when consumers realize they are being misled. For emotions, advertisements can appeal to the audience's emotions as a way to take action on something. When you feel emotionally connected to the message, you feel compelled to solve the problem to make you feel better. However, emotions alone is not enough of a reason to rationally support something. You do not want your emotions to cloud your judgment since you want to make your decisions objectively. For false dilemmas, advertisements can give audiences a limited number of choices to pick their product and not consider any other options. This can make the audience think their product is better than another company, despite not realizing there are dozens of other companies working on the same kinds of products. It is important to double check to see what other kinds of brands are out there so you do not feel trapped into two brands when in reality there are more to choose from. For irrelevant information, certain political advertisements can showcase irrelevant information to distract you from the issue at hand. It is done to make you focus on pointless information that leaves you less informed about a specific issue and creates unnecessary conflict. Remember, it is a distraction to find something controversial and attribute it to a person despite it not relating to the subject at hand. Media is not always used positively. We see propaganda, disinformation, and misinformation. Propaganda spreads perspectives to influence behaviors, sometimes with facts and sometimes not. Disinformation is deliberately spreading false information with the intention to confuse or mislead people. Misinformation is when false information accidentally gets shared. The key is to pause, question, and verify before believing or sharing what you see. Thankfully, there are tools to help you build media skills. The National Association of Media Literacy Educators describes 5 media skills: assess, analyze, evaluate, create, and act. Let's go through them. Access means making sure you get reliable content. Analyze means asking who created it, why, and what could be left out. Evaluate means checking for accuracy, relevance, bias, and reliability. Create means producing your own media to share perspectives and drive change. Act means using media literacy skills to participate in democracy, hold leaders accountable, and collaborate with people to execute solutions. These skills help us take charge of media instead of letting it take charge of us. Finally, let's talk about news consumption. News is essential in a democracy, but it can also overwhelm us. Ask yourself, where am I getting my news? How often am I checking it? How does it make me feel? Here are some practical tips. Follow trustworthy voices, not just whatever the algorithm promotes. Block out unreliable sources. Limit your news intake if it is hurting your mental health. And remember, bad news should not discourage civic engagement, but instead it should motivate us to act together. So, as we continue this journey through civic engagement, remember this: media shapes how we see the world, but you have the power to shape how you engage with it. For the next video, we will talk about the 8th topic of the problems with disinformation and misinformation. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on the post notifications. I appreciate your support. Remember, you are powerful, you are capable, and you are the changemaker our society needs. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you soon.